Hey everyone, it's your girl Rach. Coming to you kind of informally tonight. I was just sitting here thinking about something and I thought, oh my God, I should probably, record this because it's just what I'm thinking about. So, first of all, I apologize for the lighting. I'm just kind of sitting here, relaxing in my living room, just watching TV, just worked out a little while ago. And I just was texting with a guy. So a little history on myself. I was with someone for a long time. We broke up in like 2014. That's a whole other tape. Believe me, that's a whole other video. Hearing about that and all that nonsense. But anyway, I was just texting a guy, and the topic came up about him being discreet. And I thought to myself, what is really going on? Like, no, 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 hell no. Like, it's 2016. Now, don't get me wrong. I know Donald Trump just got elected. So there are a lot of people that are bigoted and racist, misogynistic, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera in this world. But, like, I don't know. I guess I'm under the assumption right now that people need to be who they want to be. Granted, I know there are exceptions sometimes. Folks are in a sensitive industry. Maybe I was going to say the military, but I don't even know if you can. President Obama has made it so that you can be who you want to be in the military. So I don't know about that either. But the gist of this whole conversation to me was like, wait a minute. I'm not sneaking around with anyone, doing anything. Being transgender is already hard enough. And, I've been through many, many years of dating someone who didn't really want to claim me or who was ashamed of me, which is so odd because he turned out in the end to be the biggest loser and was always the biggest loser. But that's that's a whole other video. But after dealing with that, I thought to myself, I am never going to deal with that again. I'm going to date someone who is open about what they like. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that people have to shout it from the rooftop and the the rafters and the mountaintop who who they are or what their sexuality is. No, they don't have to do all that. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm not playing sneak a date. Honey, those days are over for me. I'm not sneaking around with anyone. And it's probably weird. It's probably what has made dating for me so much harder because I'm not interested in sneaking around with someone. If I wanted to sneak around with someone, truly I could. But I'm not doing that anymore. I just think that is just so late and tired. Like, I just can't with that. I won't with that. How about that? I won't with that. I don't know. It struck a chord with me tonight because I was just texting, the guy, and he just, when he mentioned discreet, it was like the word discreet was like, boom, bitch. It just made me think, okay, no. I'm not sneaking around with anyone. And then it made me think of all the times that married men get on these like online dating apps or whatever. disguised as not being married men. I mean, seriously, why get married if you're not happy with the person you're with? We live in, listen to me. Our society is just so messed up. Just people in general not being who they are. If people could just be who they are, it would make things so, so, so much easier on themselves and all of us. It's like, be who you are. You know, I'm not running off with no married men because let me be honest with you, be very frank. If I'm dating someone and I was in a long term relationship right now, I would not want someone doing that to me. So I am absolutely not going to do that to them. I think that is putting bad karma on you. Now, to each his own. You know, obviously people who do things like that have different reasons and reasons that they themselves have decided to accept and deal with. For me personally, for Rachel, no ma'am of the lamb. No ma'am of the lamb. It's not going down like that. I'm not being anyone's second or whatever. You know, I like to think that over time, I've grown, you know, to get past that. And man, oh man, oh man, you'd like to think that in this world today, there is some man willing to just stand up for what they love and be over the situation. Because my God, you are so much happier when you are freer about things like that. I mean, trust me. I mean, anybody LGBT, anyone who has been hiding anything or hiding behind anything or in a bad relationship or anything like that, they will be the first to tell you, you are so much better off when you're not hiding or you're not, you know, held back by that. Oh my God. It just makes me think of all the articles and things that I've read on transgender dating, and I'm obviously equating it to transgender dating because I'm transgender, so it's easier to do that. You know, I'm thinking about that, but I mean, it in talking about it now, it's making me think about all of the people who are being played by some guy or some girl or whomever it is you're dating. You know, they're not ashamed. They're ashamed to be with you or whatever. Or, you know, it's, you know, that hurts people sometimes. It's hurtful, you know. And like I said, you know, people don't want to be embarrassed or not embarrassed, but they don't want to their business out in the world. And I get that. You know, your personal life is your personal life. But I guess for me, you don't have to deny it. You know, or we shouldn't have to have a only inside relationship. What? Where did I do that at? Like, if you're my boyfriend, why can't we go out to dinner sometime? In public? Who cares? Especially if I love you and you love me. I know that somebody's watching me that's trans or LGBT or been in some type of disenfranchised or disaffected relationship can agree with me on this. Or, like I said, just someone that has been with someone who doesn't really want to claim them. That is BS if I've ever heard it myself. I just... That word discreet sent me into like pandemonium this evening. It just made me think, what? I mean, it's funny. You know, and talking about all that, you know, obviously I was on dating apps. It is so weird now that I think now in 2016, I'd rather go out to see someone, because I think now that I'd rather see someone in a natural social environment than I would necessarily on an app, because people can be anyone or anything behind a computer screen, a cell phone, or an app. But when you see them, at least when you go to a bar and you see them interacting with their friends, you know that's how they normally act, or that's how they would normally act with their friend or friends. So, I'm sorry to be rambling on this evening, but it struck a chord with me, and it just bothers me. It bothers me. I think they were all beautiful enough, to find someone. And I'm standing for Rach. I'm not standing for that anymore. I mean, we can lay low in a relationship at first, but at some point, I would love to go out for drinks. Who knew? I would love to go, to a movie. Who knew? A regular date. Who knew? Because believe me, it wasn't until I became single that I've actually gone on a regular date. Because this person I was with before didn't, want to claim me. I get it. Dating someone trans, especially like 10 years ago, was probably like, what? But even when things started getting better in the last 5 to 7 years, it still wasn't, better. So, anyway, I did not mean to hold you up tonight and ramble on about that, but I felt as though it was on my mind and I just wanted to talk about it. And basically, I didn't want to leave it all, label this all transgender dating issues. But for me, it is, because I'm transgender. But I'm sure this relates to many other people. And you know what? Maybe one of you out there are thinking this same thing, or going through that same situation where you're talking to someone, you met someone on a dating app. I mean, I don't know how you cannot be on a dating app right nowadays. That's where you date now. People don't date like they used to. We would just go out and you meet someone. So, if this helps someone go through what they're going through, what I was just talking about, I'm sure so many of you know how I feel, or what I'm talking about right now. It's a messed up situation, but for the record, I'm not going through it anymore. We can lay low in the beginning, in the getting to know you stage, but at some point I want to go out to eat. And I don't want to go out to eat and you be hidden in a corner all bunched up looking crazy and some crap like that. So anyway, thank you so much for listening to me rant this evening. I'm sorry for the lighting. I just decided to record this Johnny on the spot right now because it's what I'm thinking. I'm just laying here on my couch relaxing, enjoying my cooking shows, or at least trying to catch up on them. Okay? Anyway, I hope you guys, if you're watching this, that you subscribe. I'm loving all the new people that are subscribing to my channel, who are on this journey with me. And I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is this helpful to you? Is this something you've gone through? I mean, hell, give me some advice. I mean, I'm open to anything. Dating. I am 41 years old, and dating now and dating then 15 years ago, 20 years ago, is completely different. So, leave me some advice. Anyway, subscribe. I'd love for you to go on this journey with me. And thanks so much for listening to me rant today. I hope you guys will have a blessed evening.